My man's Jay. How much more creepy can you get? You got this poor girl scooting over and everything. Look at that. It's unfortunate, but Jay utterly failed. And at that time, I thought we were screwed because I had no other freaking decoy on standby or anything. Are you being 100% for real right now, or are you kidding?
I'm serious.
I didn't see.
Like twice.
Did you follow the script that I told you to follow?
No.
No, you didn't?
Oh my god.
But we end up having Jay run back to us as I tried coming up with a plan B.
I feel bad. Do I go back again and try?
Oh my god. I would literally get him and leave.
T makes his way back from the restroom, and at this point, I text him about our dilemma. And then suddenly, an idea hits me. We have no other decoy on standby or in the car, but luckily we did have Madeline there. Now, she can't play decoy, but she could at least go up to Ari, get her number, and invite her to the mansion. And since Madeline was a girl, it didn't really matter if T was there or not. And so that became the new plan. And considering Jay didn't even hit a single line in the script that I gave him, I decided it was safe to send Madeline in with the same script. But since she was in gym clothes, we just made some small tweaks for it to fit her character. So instead of having Madeline walk up directly to Ari like Jay did, we instead have her running some laps first.
How many laps she gonna do?
I told her to do at least 2 or 3. It's gotta look believable, dude.
They do. That's a real workout. God.
And Madeline runs pretty slow. Just saying, we were waiting there for a while. Lap number 2. There went lap number 2. Madeline's a trooper, taking one for the team here. Woo! Finally, after Madeline completes her 3rd lap, she stops in front of Ari and ignites a conversation. Okay, she stopped. Perfect.
Sorry, this is so random. Do you like model?
I do a little here and there.
A bit. Well, hold on, let me catch my breath.
She is out of breath. She is so tired.
I was like running around this park and I was like, oh my gosh, she's so pretty.
Exactly what I need to be.
No, you look great. You look great. I wish I could be drinking that Starbucks.
So Madeline starts off strong and sticking to the script. She tells Ari that she's in charge of finding models for her boss who works in real estate. She explains the business module to her and then proceeds to asking if she'd be interested in modeling for them at the beautiful mansion.
But if you're down, I mean,
I just don't model like that, but
no. I mean, you have a great look.
Thank you. When is it?
It's tomorrow. Well, I mean, he's flexible though. If you can move things around, I just promise it's worth it. Like, if it pays really, really well.
How much is it?
$1,500.
Whew, okay, it sounded like Ari was a little bit unsure at first. However, Madeline just brought up the pay, and that seems to be having an impact on her decision.
Yeah.
I mean, I could try to like move some stuff around.
You should. Are you down?
I mean, yeah, why not?
I think having T there actually really helped.
Do you have like social media, or like, do you mind if I get your number or something?
Oh yeah, you could just take my number down.
Okay.
And that, ladies and gentlemen, is how we got Ari's number and managed to get her to the mansion. Yes! That's what's up!
Save my butt.
Okay, I got you.
So now you guys know the full story. Madeline was responsible for keeping in touch with Ari and making sure that she actually showed up.
Okay, perfect. Just text me when you're getting closer and I will go outside for you, okay?
Okay, cool. Thank you.
Bye.
And with that final confirmation that Ari was on her way, T, the rest of the team, and I head upstairs to hide. T will be able to listen in to see if his girlfriend passes or fails this test. But unfortunately, there were only 2 earphones, so Yokes and Jay were out of luck and could not listen in. Left. Okay, right. Yeah, that's yours. So 15 minutes go by or so, and Madeline finally gets to the text that Ari is here. So she heads outside to grab her.
I don't got any questions for you, but just keep your fingers crossed that she doesn't go skinny dipping.
Great to see you again. Long time no see. I'm just kidding. You're like, it was yesterday.
The girls make some small talk, and then they make their way back into the house where Ari is greeted by Loris, who's our decoy, and my brother Josue, who's actually playing the photographer.
So this is the photographer and the person who owns the real estate company.
Now remember, Ari thinks that she's there for a photo shoot, so without wasting any time, we put that girl to work.
So pretty much be fierce on the couch.
Be fierce on the camera.
If you need me to help you, I will direct you, let you know.
Show me like.
Okay, like you could do one of these, like.
Ooh, yeah.
They're just taking photos of her.
And so the photo shoot begins. The trio downstairs have Ari pose in multiple areas of the house for the next 20 minutes.
It wouldn't end up good for her.
Now earlier I told Dolores that when he felt that they've taken enough pictures inside of the house, I wanted him to take Ari outside to the pool to take pictures there for 2 important reasons.
Those are good. Let's get some by the pool.
Reason number 1. This would mark the moment that Madeline and Josue would begin to ditch Loris and Ari. Remember, we need them by themselves so that Loris can ask her on a date. So Madeline exits first by making up the excuse that she has to take a very important phone call outside.
Okay, they just stepped outside.
And now reason number 2 as to why I asked Loris to take Ari to the pool is because I needed to reposition the cameras. The thing is that the house was just so big that we couldn't capture everything that we needed in one take. So when Loris, Josue, and Ari stepped outside, I came downstairs and readjusted the cameras to capture the spot where I want Loris to ask Ari on a date.
No. They're just outside. Are they seeing you?
To let them know we're all clear, I then text Loris to come back inside.
So that's it. We're done with the rap already. Yeah. Maybe like 30 minutes. But I got some food here. If you want a burger or something, Josue, you want anything?
I'm just gonna get started.
Oh, okay, cool.
And perfect. So Josue now makes up his excuse of supposedly having to go edit the picture that they just took. And just like that, people, we successfully got Loris and Ari all by themselves.
We'll go ahead and eat, and then I'll write you a check, and we're good.
Cool.
Unless you don't want to eat, you don't have to eat.
Oh no, it's fine. I'll eat.
You hungry?
I love food.
So earlier in the daytime when we first got to the mansion, we actually made some burgers, and I just think it's so funny that Loris offered her one because those burgers are hours old.
Big ass house and this big ass grill, but the big ass grill does not work.
But as planned, Loris then instructs Ari to sit in perfect line of our cameras.
Yeah, we could just go ahead and go sit in the living room right there.
I took the pictures.
Yeah, right here.
Okay.
So Ari gets comfortable, takes a bite of her burger, and then Loris just comes and kicks her out of her spot.
Oh, you can actually sit right here. This is my couch. I like this.
Oh,
this is my couch, you know?
Okay.
Yeah, dude, I just put too much mustard in this.
Did you put any in here?
I don't think I did. I did put a lot of ketchup, though.
Yeah.
You know? You want me to make you a new one?
No, it's fine.
All right, good, because I wasn't going to get up.
Ew! Oh my god!
How is it, though?
The burger?
Mm-hmm.
It's really good.
I don't know. I was out there cooking. I was on the grill, chefing it. I don't ever cook.
So after some small talk and burger bites, Loris starts to strategically make his move.
You should do some more gigs with me. I got like 6 other houses we can use. Yeah, so what do you do besides modeling?
Well, I don't really model like that.
For real?
No, I do a little here and there, but not enough.
So what do you do?
I mean, I just do work in school right now.
What are you studying?
Right now, but I'll get to it.
Nah, dude, I feel you. It's all good. Like, you should really get into some real estate. Like, there's a lot of money in that.
This is where you want to listen in because it's about to happen right here.
Really? Real estate, right?
Yeah, I'm in real estate and I make some music.
Music? What kind of music do you make?
I sing, I rap a little bit, you know?
Oh, a rapper. You got some music I can listen to?
Yeah, I got a few songs, like, they're out everywhere, you know?
Can I hear it?
Nah, not right now.
Why not?
What they just said? She's trying to hear his music and shit.
Okay, honestly, I didn't know if this was good or bad for Loris. He was on the right path, he brought up the real estate, he brought up the money, but then bringing up the music kind of veered him off track. He ends up putting his burger down, getting up, and grabbing Ari and himself something to drink. And for those of you guys wondering if there's alcohol in the cups, no, it's not alcohol this time, I swear.
It's a fancy drink. It's called Sprite.
Now again, I don't know if Loris did all that because he lost his train of thought or because he was trying to get Ari to stop asking him about his music. But if it was to get her to stop asking about his music, well, it didn't work because she continues to ask him to play his music.
Can I hear it?
Yeah, not right now. We eating and stuff.
Okay, we can eat in jail. We can do that all the time.
Nah, maybe later though. Maybe later.
Why? It must be bad. I'm not gonna judge you or nothing like that.
Damn, Ari is pretty relentless. But check this out because suddenly Loris gets an idea here.
Look. How about this? I'll play you one song only, but you gotta let me take you out to eat.
Damn! He completely flipped the script on her.
You asked her out right now.
What'd she say?
She hasn't said anything yet.
I'll play you a song, but you gotta let me take you out to eat.
But aren't we eating now though?
Not like this. These burgers are like 3 hours old. I made them earlier, like before the shoot. Like, I mean, like, I take you out, you get dressed nice, I get dressed nice, I pick you up, like, go to a restaurant.
Serious?
I'm serious.
I gotta feel like she's trying to do some dumb shit.
You want to take me out just so I can hear one of your songs?
Not just that. I want to take you out because I think you're pretty, you know, you cool, you was looking good on the couches and stuff, you know. Like.
Why don't you ask Madeline?
She said, why don't you take Madeline out? She hesitated.
Well, Madeline, like, she's pretty and everything, but, like, she just don't got personality like you do.
I bet you said this to everybody you work with.
Nah, she just don't got personality like you. Like, you're talking to her is like,
Damn. That was pretty savage, Loris. You're lucky Madeline wasn't there.
Why me?
I just told you, you cool, you funny, like, you pretty, like, you cool to be around. Like, I feel your vibe.
Okay, so this is so suspenseful. So Ari is resisting, which is good. However, at the same time, she still hasn't said no thanks and shut Loris down.
You getting too friendly, bro.
But all of that might just be about to change.
So, like, you gonna let me take you out on a date or not? Come on, you got a boyfriend or something? Holy shit. You got a boyfriend? You got a boyfriend?
So Ari has admitted to having a boyfriend, which is really, really, really good. However, I don't think T thinks it's good. He doesn't look too happy or relieved that Ari has brought him up.
I thought she said that she had a boyfriend. If she got a boyfriend, why she still talking to him?
Alright, look, I don't mean to be messed up or nothing. Your man can take care of you the way I can.
I'm not even like tripping off to him because we barely even see each other.
So then what you double thinking it for? Why you even holding back?
Because I just met you.
You can
like,
get to know me.
I don't know if you're being serious right now.
I'm being dead serious. You in my crib. Like, come on.
Ain't nobody taking advantage of you.
Oh, no. I ain't gonna take advantage of you at all. I'm trying to change your life. Come on.
She laughing and shit.
I'm trying to change your life. I know your word too. Why you think I'm trying to take you out? Come on, wait. You like big houses? You like nice cars? You like money?
I mean, like, who don't?
I ain't saying, look, you mess with me, that's all you're gonna be around.
Loris is good.
So what's up? You gonna let me take you out on a date or what?
Oh my God, wait.
Come on, man.
Wait.
No.
When?
Mm-hmm.
What you doing tomorrow?
Dang, tomorrow? That's
Tomorrow,
fast.
I act fast. I move fast.
Things were looking so good.
I guess it's today. I hear some fire ass music too. That's what I do now.
Who's gonna be fired too?
Oh.
Everything was literally going so good.
I told y'all.
She was saying she admitted she had a boyfriend. She was like, why don't you go out with Madeline instead?
Bro, this shit been happening multiple times. Like, she always like making up excuses, and I let her slide with that shit. Oh. She always like say I be tripping and shit. Like, I be fucking like just making up shit and just like trying to get mad at shit.
So it looked like T had a good enough reason to not trust Ari after all, because she completely failed this test with complete disregard for him.
Classic. So now the question is, do you want to go down there and confront her?
Yeah, I don't want you to explain shit to her. I just want her to tell me the fucking truth. Like,
You don't want me to explain?
no, I don't want you to say nothing. I want her to tell me the fucking truth.
So you don't want me to
No, I don't
clarify
want
it
you to
for
say
her?
nothing. No, I just want her to tell me the fucking truth.
Okay.
And so with that, we begin getting ready to make our way downstairs.
I guarantee you, bro, this bitch finna have an excuse, bro. She always got a fucking excuse.
Hold on, not yet. Don't practice yet.
So ladies and gentlemen, this is that time in every single video where you need to check if you have talkies in front of you or not. Now if you do, good. But if you don't, then go get some so you have something to munch on, because I never ever say this lightly. This shit's gonna be good.
You ready for this?
Yeah.
You know exactly what you want to say?
Yep.
Guys, any last tips for this guy?
Yo, man, just good luck. I don't even know what to say, bro, honestly.
Let's go.
Do your thing.
Let's just go.
Oh, shit.
Come on. I'm gonna go.
How's your food, Ari? How's your food? Is it good? Is it good?
Yeah, so when you get here.
I've been here here.
How's that even possible?
I know him. This my homeboy. You get it now?
You don't know him.
That's the fuck I do. You get it now? You see why all these fucking cameras here? You get it?
The fuck is this?
You sure you don't want me to help you clarify?
Nah, fuck that. She know what the fuck going on. Just fast up.
I don't know exactly what you want me to get, but if it's what I think it is, you honestly overreact.
It's always the same shit, huh? Yeah. Fuck that shit. Oh, it's always that same ass shit, huh? I had a feeling you've been doing shit behind my fucking back.
Can someone explain to me what the fuck going on? Because obviously
Ain't nobody got to explain shit to you. You know what the fuck you just did with him.
What you mean? This is what he's talking about.
Ain't nobody got to explain shit to you. What was you doing with him?
Wow, you jealous as fuck.
So what the fuck was you just doing?
I came over here to model for him. You was out there when that girl asked me to come over here. Stop acting like you stupid.
So what the fuck was you doing just now?
We was eating. I can't eat with another guy without you getting jealous, huh? You acting extra as fuck right now.
Ari, this entire thing was a test. Okay, so I know T didn't want me to intervene or explain anything to Ari. However, I felt like I had to because if I didn't, she would have just kept on playing dumb. It was a test to see if you would end up accepting to go on a date with Loris. T was actually upstairs listening to the entire conversation that you two just had right now and stuff, okay? So when Madeline walked up to you and invited you to model, that was a part of the test. I don't know if you recognize and remember Jay, but he walked up to you first. Yeah, that was a part of the test. Nothing that was said or offered in this test was real. This house is actually not even Loris's. He's not rich. He's not super successful. It was all just a test to see if you would end up going out with him. And again, T was upstairs listening to everything. So there's no point in lying or denying anything or playing dumb and stuff.
You already knew that shit, bro. Ain't nobody got to explain shit to your ass.
I fucking don't get it. This is not a test. This is a fucking setup.
No, bitch, this wasn't no fucking setup. You know what the fuck you just did? I just saw you finna go out with this fucking guy. Nah, fuck that shit. Ain't none of that shit, bitch. You know what the fuck you did?
Get the fuck out my face.
Nah, fuck you go do.
I said get the fuck out my face.
Fucking put your hands on me, bitch. Don't put my hands on you.
Wow, so that was a very quick, explosive, and shocking confrontation. I know it definitely had Laura shook. But don't think it's over just yet, because it's not. Because my dumbass ends up saying this.
She left her phone.
Forgot your phone. You forgot your phone. Where you going?
So Ari got up so quickly that she didn't realize that she was leaving without her phone. And I'm dumb for calling it out because I didn't realize that I had just caused World War III.
Nah, fuck that. You ain't getting your shit back.
Oh my god, what did I do? Why couldn't I just realize that she left her phone after she walked out of the freaking house?
Give me back my fucking...
Nah, fuck that. You ain't getting your shit back.
If you don't give me back my shit, I will beat your ass in front of all these people, and you know
Beat
I
my
will.
ass so I can throw your ass at my fucking food.
These guys start legit fighting for the freaking phone. Okay, now I'm not trying to get demonetized or promote violence, so I can't show you this in its entirety, but Ari is literally throwing blows at T to get her phone back. But in the end, T is able to get her off of him, but unfortunately, he still was holding on to her phone. And to all my headphone users, I'm warning you guys right now, you might want to turn down your volumes because World War IV is about to kick off.
Nah, you ain't getting your shit back. You ain't getting your shit back. Nah, fuck that. I'm recording this fucking your best friend. I'm recording this shit fucking your best friend. I'm gonna fuck your best friend. You ain't getting this shit back till I fuck your best friend. You ain't getting your shit back till I fuck your best friend on my mama. You ain't getting your shit back till I fuck your best friend. Fuck that. I'm just fucking doing. You don't want that fucking dope. I'm that fucking dope. I'm throwing this motherfucking phone.
Okay, what ended up happening, guys, is T ended up grabbing Ari, and he is literally about to toss her in the freaking pool. Why did I have to freaking notice that she left her phone behind? At this point, I honestly felt so bad for Ari. She was literally holding on for dear life to not get tossed into that pool.
Oh shit. Oh shit.
But luckily, she gets free before getting dunked, but she still doesn't have her phone.
I ain't getting your shit back. No, fuck that shit. I ain't giving your shit back.
Why are you showing
No, I ain't giving your shit back. I ain't giving your shit back. I'm finna dump your ass in this motherfucking pool. Keep playing with me. Keep playing with me.
Throw your ass in the
Keep
pool.
fucking playing with me. Keep playing with me. No, fuck that. You ain't getting your shit back. Fuck that. I'm fucking your best friend and recording on your phone, bitch.
Oh, really? Really? That's too bad because I already fucked your best friend.
I'm sorry, T, but I gotta give that one to Ari. That was savage. This girl would not give up, though. She wants her phone, and she's willing to go one more round for it.
You ain't getting your fucking phone back.
This time, though, she successfully retrieves it. And here's the part where I stop feeling bad for Ari, because despite having her phone in her hands, she continues to stay there and argue as opposed to just walking out. Okay, it's over. You got your phone there. That's enough. It's over.
I'm done with your whole ass.
Okay, be done.
You ain't nothing but a hoe.
Be fucking done.
You ain't nothing but a fucking hoe. You ain't nothing but a fucking hoe. That's all you do is hoe around. You been doing this shit behind my back.
Karma's a bitch.
Your whole
Karma's
ass.
a bitch.
You a hoe.
Karma's a
You a fucking hoe.
bitch.
I'll beat the fuck out of your ass, bitch.
Put your hands on me. I swear to God, I get my brother, my daddy, all them. You already know. Don't play.
You ain't nothing but a hoe.
Don't play.
I swear to God, you a hoe, bro.
Touch me.
No. That's all you do is fucking cheat, huh? You wanna be a hoe all your fucking life?
Make some money.
You wanna be a hoe all your fucking life? You wanna be a hoe all your fucking life? You wanna be a hoe all your fucking life?
Everybody gonna cheat on your dumb ass, you dummy.
Ass, bitch. I'm finna fuck your best friend, I promise you. And I'm recording and send it to your ass.
Ari, you should probably head out before he probably dunks you or something. I don't know. I don't want to see you throw it in the pool. Like, I really don't. Like,
His ass will get thrown.
you should probably just head out.
You know that. Y'all gonna give him an applause? You wanna
Keep talking before I dump your ass in the fucking pool.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
And so with that, Ari finally decides to leave. She's barefoot, and I'm sure she's a little embarrassed. But wait, because it's not over. I'm just kidding, it's over.
You know, some dumb ass bitches, and you can kiss my ass. Thank you!
The door. The goddamn door. She slammed the goddamn door hard. Woo! You guys made it to the end of the crazy freaking video. But now let's get to that sneak peek that some of you guys are waiting for and most of you guys probably forgot about. Ready, 3, 2, and 1, here we go. All right, guys, so we wrapped up an incredible shoot, well, a portion of the shoot, right?
Stage one.
This is what I've been doing. This is why I can't upload videos that frequently, because we've been working on something big and massive, and we're really excited to share it with you, but not yet. It's gonna be bigger than this house, right?
This house is small. It's gonna be huge. Absolutely huge. Stay tuned.
Hey, this house is pretty big for me. Yeah. So, for this video, we decided to rent out a multi-million-dollar house on Malibu Beach. It was literally inches away from the freaking water, but honestly, I don't know why someone would even build a house that close to the water. Yeah, I honestly hate to spoil it and everything, although it's a very beautiful view. I don't think I could live here, though. Imagine a tsunami came right now. Oh, boom, yeah. Dead. God. But anyways, the reason we rented that house was because we were working with this guy named Will. Now, William has a girlfriend named Jessica, and she's actually already cheating on him. Yes, Will knows for a fact that Jessica is already cheating on him, but unfortunately, the only evidence that he has is some text messages and some old pictures of her and her side guy. So that's why we rented out the house, in order for my friend Yokes to not just hit on Jessica, but to hook up with her. Yes, the plan was for Yokes to hook up with Jessica in order for Will to catch her red-handed and then confront her. Now here's the even bigger twist. The reason we chose Yokes to be the one to hook up with Jessica is because he's actually her side guy. Jessica is cheating on Will with Yokes, or is it the other way around? Is she cheating on Yokes with William? You guys are gonna find out, but you guys have to pay attention because the storyline for this video doesn't start days nor weeks, but months before we even rented the house in Malibu. Yes, let's go. It all kicks off in December of last year with this DM that Jessica sent Yokes. And it was a very innocent DM, but then that innocent DM eventually evolved into a much more serious conversation, and then that conversation evolved into a relationship. Now fast forward to January 15th of this year. Yokes was making a new song with his very good friend, Nikki Page, and he invited me and my team to come over, have a beer, eat some pizza, and just chill while he and Nikki worked on their song. But we weren't the only friends that Yokes invited. Obviously, he invited more of his friends to come, and he also invited Jessica. And that day, ladies and gentlemen, was the first time I officially met her. But what's crazy is that neither she nor Yokes even mentioned that she watched our videos or that they even met because of the videos. It was all just what you can call normal. But after that day, I only ever saw Jessica one more time when Yokes came over, and then that was it. Now fast forward to late March. Yokes hits me up saying something like, yo, remember that girl Jessica who I brought to the studio the one time you came? I think she's a gold digger, my guy. We should test her. It took me a couple seconds to understand exactly who he was talking about, but when I did, I replied laughing because it was honestly funny and ironic. But then Yokes explains everything to me, but as opposed to me reading this to you, I just had Yokes record a video of himself explaining how we came to this conclusion.
To make a long story short, about a week after I left the studio, Jessica and we kind of went on like a little break, okay? So we didn't see each other for a couple of weeks, like maybe even a month, I can't remember exactly, but I hit her up again and I said, hey, what's up, how have you been? We reconnected, we hung out again, then I found out she had a boyfriend. I do a lot of trading on my phone, right? This one day my phone happened to die. Jessica was there, I said, hey, can I borrow your phone for, a second to get on there? So I get on the phone and I'm sitting there and all of a sudden text message comes in from a guy named Will. And I'm like, who the fuck is Will? I take the phone to the bathroom. I do a little more searching. I just look through these texts with Will and I find out, this is her boyfriend and they're dating. So I'm kind of like, what the heck, man?
And then thanks to Yokes' quick thinking, he writes down Will's number and then sends it to me. That way I can get in contact with him. And I do. So it's now the first week of April. And after a little back and forth conversation with Will, he finally agrees to meet us. So we choose a random park that was halfway between the both of us, and then we head out.
Hey, man.
Yo, is this you right there at the tables?
Yeah, I'm at the table.
Okay, awesome. This is us right here in the car. We got cameras rolling and everything, if that's cool. We're just going to walk up with him rolling.
All right, that's fine.
Okay.
Yeah, that's fine. That's cool.
Okay, we get to the park and I now step out of the car and begin walking over to Will. I greet him, I apologize for the circumstances that we're meeting under, and then I take a seat and begin just getting to know him a little more. It turns out Will is actually from Florida, and he just recently moved to LA in October of last year in order to pursue an acting career. And he just turns out to be a really cool guy and much more friendlier than I expected. Then I proceed to asking him when and how he met Jessica, and he tells me that he met her through social media, and the first time they ever talked was sometime in January, and they started dating in March. So now that we got the full picture, let's take a look at our timeline and see who Jessica is actually cheating on. Will moved to LA to pursue acting in October of last year, and Yoke started talking to Jessica for the very first time in December. They had a break around late January, but then reconnected in early March and are together until today. So if Will first started talking to Jessica in January, then there's a very high chance that he started talking to her when she was already dating Yokes. But hey, you know what? Let's give them the benefit of the doubt and assume that she started talking to Will after she and Yokes split. Well, in that scenario, since Will says that she and Jessica started dating in March, then there's a pretty high chance that when Yokes reconnected with Jessica, Jessica was already dating Will. So, in other words, chances are she's cheating on both of them. But anyways, I then show Will all of the evidence that we have so far, and I explain to him that I don't believe it's going to be enough for him to confront her with just that evidence, because at the end of the day, she could just deny it and say that it happened a long time ago, and technically, she wouldn't be lying. However, he had another option. Will could have someone hit on Jessica, we can record it, and then he'll have that